It's 100.3 Philly's R&B. Mina SayWhat in your midday. So I've been talking about RNB FEST is happening at the Met May 20th. Keisha Cole, Jeremiah, Bobby V, Juan Moore. And I've been talking about Julian King, who is here today.
Yes.
And he's going to be performing at our R&B FEST.
Yes, I'm so excited. I actually just started rehearsals last night. So
I was going to ask that. So Julian is actually a former contestant on The Voice.
Yes, team legend.
So when I found out you were performing at our show, I went down the rabbit hole of watching all your performances and all your interviews. Yeah. And like, you really did that.
Man, it was.
You was on The Voice with cornrows and you was killing it.
It was crazy. I had just gotten back from China that summer, and that was the very first thing I did as soon as I got back. It's such a blessing.
So you actually went to Kappa.
Mm-hmm.
How does someone who goes to Kappa end up on The Voice? Like, what was that journey like?
So it's crazy because I went to the University of Arts after Kappa, and after that I was like, okay, Julian, like, you gotta commit to this. You done went to college for it. And then at the time in my life that I went to China, I just was all over the place and needed a break. And when I came back, one of the producers, like, Instagram messaged me and asked me to come to New York, and then next thing I know, I'm on The Voice. It was like the wildest, most surreal moment ever happening coming back from China and that happening.
I know you thought it was fake.
To be honest, I actually thought they were joking. Like,
right.
They were like, can you just come to New York and you're going to meet right with the producers? And then, boom, I had made the show. It was like wild.
Right.
Because the summer before that, I auditioned and didn't make it.
But sometimes they hold on to people.
Yep.
So maybe...
And that's what she told me.
Yep. Maybe inside of that pool of people, there were other people they felt like fit, but then it wasn't your season. We were just talking about seasons.
We were watching you for the past year, and we're ready for you. And then, boom, I made it. Team legend. I was John's only block that entire season, and I still feel so connected to John because of that experience.
So what did he help you learn about yourself? Because one thing I've heard about John Legend is he's very nice, but he's very serious about his music and very particular.
Well, you know, one of the things that I respect so much about John Legend is his regality and the way that he carries himself. And I remember being so anxious and excited, but nervous for my battle. And he pulled me to the side. I will never forget this. He pulled me to the side and he said, "Bro, your last name is King.
Ooh.
Just act like one." I said, "God, what?" Baby, I could go home now. That's what I came to hear, John. That's what I came to hear.
Wow.
And I don't know if John remembers much about that experience. It was a lot going on at the time. It was his very first season. So it might be a blur to him, but I know that he remembers me because of that block. And I remember everything because I felt like it was divine timing for me.
How long were you on the season?
So I made it all the way up to right before top 24.
Okay.
My last performance, I was singing her in English and Spanish, and then we were actually preparing for best part. So my last memory of The Voice is the night before I went home, me and John singing best part together, like duetting in front of the whole staff. The whole studio was dark. It was like
the Daniel Caesar song.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I remember just leaving, going back to my hotel like, wow, that I will never forget these little moments that no one else saw that made the experience so much more fruitful for me.
So do you look back and think about all the things that maybe you should have done to, get further on in the competition, or were you content with what you did?
I was very content. Like, you gotta remember, I was gone out of the country for a year. So the fact that was my very first thing coming back, it was like the best welcome home present I could have ever imagined. And I'm a firm believer in like us committing to where we are in that season of our life. And at that time in my life, what I gave was what I had to give. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud of the growth from being gone for a year. And I was looking forward to not it being over, but like seeing what came after that. And man, have the doors have opened.
Yeah, absolutely. You're at an R&B Fest.
Yeah,
Look at that.
I was say that. Here we are. 100.3. This has been wild because my last time being here with y'all was during The Voice. So to be here, like outside of that huge entity, and to be standing here and like my truth and who I am, this is just wild to me.
Yeah. So you said you already started performing, and I started rehearsing. So what are you planning?
So just know that this is about to be a jam-packed set. All of my records are programmed. I have dancers. I'm giving you like a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I've been thinking really hard about what this set list is going to be. Then I sat and I was like, okay, I feel like the majority of the audience is going to be my girls. So
right.
this is a love letter to R&B and a love letter to all the women and all the girls, everything that just helped me be a better Julian and helped to like shape who I am and the decisions that I make and, you know, all of it.
I love it. Julian King is joining us May 20th at the Met R&B Fest. We gonna see how John has influenced your life.
Baby,
maybe you'll do a John Legend song.
I'm finna go off.
Who knows? We just ordinary people.
Or I might even do something from The Voice.
Okay, look at that. I like that. I can't wait to see it. Julian King, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
You can see him at the Met May 20th. Get your tickets right now, rnbphilly.com. Mina SayWhat, it's 100.3.